this as a, what did you say, a quiet, literary, domestic thriller.
Yeah. If that's a genre.
Helps in any way. I'm going to read the prologue. Hang on, get in the line. And it's brief. In the car that morning, Beatrice had said, entirely casually, innocently, like a child speculating about space flight, I wonder what it feels like to kill someone. Not the guilt afterwards, not remorse or anything like that, but actually perpetrating the death of someone with your own hands. With your own hands. Knowing exactly what you're doing as you're doing it. What must that feel like? There had been a silence then between them, not out of shock or the inability to follow up those spoken thoughts, but because they required further contemplation. Georgie, who was driving, had shuddered and looked for an excuse to stop the car, said she was momentarily disorientated and had pulled over to the curb. Oh, I'm so sorry, Beatrice exclaimed. I shouldn't have said that. It's fine, Georgie soothed the younger woman as she yanked up the handbrake. Absolutely fine. But the truth was that she too had found herself considering the very same question of late, had heard it being asked somewhere. Just beneath her consciousness. What would that feel like? To deliberately, knowingly end a human life? To watch your hands in the act? To hear the final breath? To see the light go out and to know that you had put it out? Would it be instantly transformative? Would you cross over to another you as soon as it had happened? Would you have to be another you to do it in the first place and look on like a spectator while the act was carried out? Would it be awful? Would it be physically demanding? Would it be, for that moment, fascinating? Would it be a relief? As they sat there, Georgie had found herself back in familiar territory, trying to cover up her anxiety, putting a calm face on a moment of panic. She had taken out her phone and looked blindly at it, pretending she was getting her bearings. But she felt the familiar pain in her chest arriving, and her breathing was hurrying, falling over itself, and she didn't want Beatrice to notice that anything might be physically wrong with her. So she waited, pretended she was trying to remember the route, all the while calming herself and her breathing so that things could appear as normal. The two women had looked ahead through the rain-washed windscreen, neither daring to glance at the other, both still asking themselves how they could even be uttering such vile thoughts, and knowing that the mere act of speculation meant that they had indeed probably crossed to some other place, a place where most people would never go in their lives.